One of the biggest lies on the internet is that all courses are scams. Now, are some courses scams? Of course. But saying all courses are scams is like saying that all colleges are scams because some degrees don't pay off. Now, this is a whole different topic, but in this day and age, I feel like the truth is that some of the biggest breakthroughs in my life came from investing in the right rooms, paying to be around people that are at a high level. And I feel like the mistake people make is they look at a course and they say, well, can I learn this information for free? Like, isn't all of this already out there? And yes, everything is already out there already. Everything is already on the internet. And you probably could spend your own time and your own efforts doing research and getting to a certain conclusion, no matter how long it would take you, but maybe it'll take you 10 years to do it by yourself versus 6 months. Yes, 6 months. Maybe it'll take you from 5 years to 2 years or whatever. I guarantee you that I've cut so much time back and so much headache from investing in myself. And I want to start out by saying this video is not about like having a course to sell you. It's just that I want to help open your mind to a different concept and a different idea, because you might have something that you want to invest in, or you might have an opportunity that you haven't capitalized on because of flawed thinking. And if I can help you benefit from that and change your life, then then my job that I came here to do would be fulfilled. Okay. So here's the thing though. Most of the information exists somewhere for free, but the information now that I'm learning, the information was never exactly the thing that I was paying for. It wasn't that specifically. The real thing that I was getting, that I had the most access or that had the most value for me, was proximity. It was access. It was being around people that were doing what I wanted to do. The real value was seeing the people. For my example, as a barber, it was seeing barbers that were making the kind of money that I wanted to make, that I was like, I don't even know if this is real. Like, if it's even anybody doing this. Like, I don't know anybody personally that's doing this. And when I got in certain programs for barbers, I was around and I went to these in-person events, and we were all striving for the same thing. And there was a couple of outliers, and I'm like, bro, y'all are making not only 6 figures from cutting hair, but like 200K plus a year from cutting haircuts. And this was like this wasn't even the first course I bought though. I bought I've spent courses on YouTube. I paid $10,000 for a YouTube course that I feel like, I don't know if that was worth it, but I still got so much clarity from that on how to approach YouTube and how to do it. So I feel like as much as it hurt to spend that $10,000 and not see an immediate reward from it, I do feel like the clarity will come back to pay for itself in the future as I continue to go on a journey. I bought a social media marketing agency. I had a video blow up like a couple of years ago making a review of Iman Gaji's Agency Navigator course for digital marketing guys, like guys that want to start an SMMA. I bought a lot of courses, not as much as some people. Some people I spent thousands and thousands on masterminds. I always try to buy enough to give me clarity, but not use it as something where, oh, maybe this next course will solve my problem. Maybe this next one, because ultimately the only thing that will solve your problem is taking action. But my story is that if you don't know me, bro, when I first started barbering, I didn't know what was possible. I didn't know any guys that were making over 10K a month, 20K a month, besides like somebody that owned the shop. Like the guy that owned my shop was the only person I knew that was doing that. But even then, like networking with him and seeing him do it showed me that it was possible, showed me that, dang, you can actually do this in this field. And not just for barbering, any field you want, I'm sure it's a guy at a high level. That's the problem with saying that there's one best business than the other, because any business can get you to where you want to be at. You have to just choose the thing that you feel aligns most with what your character traits are and who you are and what you would like to do. But it's not the business that's the problem. It's ultimately it's you and what you want to do. But when I started investing in courses, what started happening was I started joining communities, I started attending events, and I started getting around people who were already doing this. And every time I did, before that, prior, I was feeling stuck. I was feeling like, dang, I want to go to this next level. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know anything about short form content, marketing for barbers, or making, setting up a business and raising prices. And when you get booked up to a certain point, I didn't know anything about that. But I was joining, and every time that I did get around these people who were doing this stuff, my vision expanded, my mindset, my belief just shot through the roof. And it's not because they changed my life instantly in some type of way possible, and they just kind of like blew my mind necessarily, which they did too. Like they did like kind of make it feel so real and so crazy. But like, it just convinced me that it was possible. And once you convince me that I can do something and something is possible, bro, you can count it as done, bro. Once I get a glimpse of like, it's an opportunity that I can, like a little crack that I can fit in and slide right on through. Oh, it's clipped, bro. You can count it as good as done. And so lesson number one is, what I'm trying to tell you is that sometimes the biggest thing that you buy from these programs isn't necessarily just the information, it's the belief. You can piggyback off of somebody else's belief, and you can use that to propel you into your own reality that you want to be in. And you can spend years trying to convince yourself that something is possible on and off. Maybe it works, or maybe it doesn't because they failed, or but you can spend also one day around somebody that's already doing it and shortcut the whole process, and not only just believe that it's possible, but understand how it's possible, why it's sustainable, and really actually something that can be replicated over and over and over, and pretty much just clear up all of your doubts so you can see it for yourself. Now, this is another like lesson that I've had to learn. Number two, every course doesn't have to completely change your whole life. Sometimes you're just looking for that little nugget, right? Some courses gave me huge, crazy breakthroughs, changed my life, doubled my income, got me freedom. But some courses just gave me one idea, one that got me to say, okay, I don't need this information, but I see like where it's going. And so now I can know who to actually get something from. Now I can know who to actually listen to, because I realized that Buddy is good in this field, but he's teaching me something that I don't like that way of implementing something. So it gave me a connection. It gave me a mentor. It gave me clarity. But at the very least, if it didn't change my life, I did walk away with something valuable. I did take something from it. And that's what I want to tell you, is that it's all right. We'll figure it out in the next one. We'll go to the lesson number 3. So lesson number 3 is, here's the key that I was going to be talking about. The key is you have to buy from people that have real results, that have real credibility. You don't want to buy from these people that's using certain tactics like Lamborghinis or fake gurus that are just popping their shit all the time just to convince you like, oh, I'm selling you a dream life. Like these people that do all this extravagant, like movie-like lifestyle marketing with the penthouses and the cars. And a lot of times I feel like are those that's just pushing courses as the business itself. Like they're not in the business of actually helping people get real results. They just want to sell you a lifestyle. And so you buy the course or you buy this, and they say, especially this is one key thing. They're like, it's so easy. Like you can just do this, boom, boom, boom. Here's the lazy way to make 6 figures. And they have this type of jargon and this type of talk of how it's easy and you can just be popping your shit, like having all these nice cars, all these nice clothes and houses and girls and do whatever drugs you want to do. Like, some people figure out how to do courses like this and make it work, but that's really the thing that they're eating off of, is that. But it's some real people that have done actually what you're trying to do. And it's a lot more like showing real client results, real students with real proof and real credibility. And these are the people that I have purchased from. So this is what I would tell you, like, do your background research, man. Make sure that they're showing you real proof or something. But I see that, looking back, the biggest investment wasn't really the money that I spent. It was getting around the people that were operating at a higher level than me. Because eventually you start opening your mind to thinking bigger and moving differently, and saying, dang, maybe that income goal, maybe that lifestyle is not as far away from me as I thought it might be. You stop seeing your current situation as the limit, but you gotta stop being scared to take that risk. You gotta stop being scared to invest in yourself, or not stop being scared to invest in yourself, but do it regardless. Maybe try for once to do something scared. Do it scared, bro. You can be scared. That's fine. You can be nervous. You can be unsure. You can think, well, what if I put it on a credit card? I'm never gonna. As long as you put in that work and you understand something, like, use that pressure of not wanting to have debt to work hard to make sure it works, so that way you're not stuck with this credit card debt, so that way you do double your income and pay all this stuff off. But the thing is, the course won't magically change your life. You know, the right action, it won't be this one thing that you do that will magically change your whole life. But it's about, sometimes, you know how they say your network is your net worth? The people you surround yourself with, the people you get around, that's on where you want to be at. This is invaluable, bro. So if you can find that, more than the course videos, more than all of that, having one conversation with the right person can change your whole entire outlook, your whole entire life and trajectory. The right mentor, the right rooms with the right people. And sometimes the course that you buy, the programs that you buy, is simply the cost of admission to getting you in that room. And so that's why I preach that the right program can change your life. And I never regret investing in myself. Though I spent a lot of money on that. As a business owner, this is a tax write-off anyways. And once you start learning how taxes work, you have to spend that money or they'll take it from you anyways. So every time I invested in myself, I did leave with some more clarity than I had prior to it. And I would say that. So don't be afraid, man. It will speed up your process. It will speed up your growth. And I'm sure that I could have been where I wanted to be a lot faster. Now, this doesn't mean go out and just start purchasing anything willy-nilly, or anytime you feel like you're becoming stagnant, just purchase a course. But I would say do some clarity, do what you can do for yourself. And if you feel like you're coming to a halt, if you feel like you're coming to a standstill and somebody has got past that place that you're stuck at right now, by all means, bro, invest in yourself, get to the next level. As long as they really can break it down to a science, how they've done it over and over, and they understand actually why it works and how it works. And they have students that have real, like, information and real results. You can pick those brains and that'll change your whole life. I guarantee it. I've seen it happen for me personally. And that's what I'll leave you with today. I appreciate you for watching. I hope you got a lot of value from this video, and I will see you in the next one.